You are now listening to N21FM, a Pokemon podcast. I'm your host, Glenn, and I'm all by my lonesome today. This is very different. I haven't done a solo episode since February 1st of last year, and a lot has changed since then. This is, there's a lot going on right now. Johnny, my co-host, is doing some life stuff, moving, preparing to welcome a child into the world. Amongst other things. So he is not joining me tonight, and I figured today what I would do is give myself the opportunity to kind of give everyone here, well, exactly what the title says, right? This will be a cool point for everyone to jump in to N21FM, what this show is, what the channel is, Terminal Creative as a channel, what that's going to look like, who I am, what this show is about, what the bonus show is about. Because a lot of you actually, we got a lot of new people join from the Dunsparce and Drampa interview episode, which, again, one of my favorite episodes of the show I've ever recorded, if not my favorite ever. One of my favorites. It's so good. I can't describe how good that episode was to you. You'll have to go watch it for yourself. I'll put the link in the description below. Just please go view that. It's so good. Watch Dunsparce and Drampa. It's an incredible show. Or listen, I guess it's a podcast. But yeah, so check that out. Also, a quick update. I mistakenly wrote that episode as episode 20. It is actually episode 19. This is episode 20. So all that to say, this will be a cool jumping in point for any new faces who came because of the Dunsparce and Drampa episode, and anybody else who also just kind of is interested in knowing what the show is about. So let's dive right in. First of all, N21FM, what is this show? What is kind of the point of this podcast in particular? Everybody's doing a podcast. Every white guy on the planet is doing a podcast right now. What makes this so different? And so I'd like to propose to you the vision that I had when I initially made this show, right? At first, it was an interview show exclusively where I would get guests on every single week, and we would talk about hopefully a unique perspective that they had for the Pokemon trading card game. So, for instance, I got Juancho Saldana, a renowned caster for the at least American and international, really, Pokemon TCG events that are streamed. We had him on so that we could talk about what it's like to be a caster and be on the media team. I've talked to people who have performed really well. I've talked to people who have just done well at the local level, who have done well at the regional level. Like when we had Preston on, he just got top 16 in Atlanta. And we talked to people who were doing really well locally, like James, who actually just won his first cup tonight. Shout out James, old friend of the show. Lots of good stuff like that. Just interviewing the people around me and seeing kind of what they were like, and getting their unique perspective on Pokemon as a franchise. So since then, it's kind of evolved. My pitch has now become here it is, right? I think the most interesting part of Pokemon, while the monsters are awesome and while the worlds are incredible, the really, really cool part about Pokemon as a franchise is what its community does and can make out of it, right? So, for instance, with Dunsparce and Drampa, that being a cool story being told because Pokemon exists and has created all these cool characters and monsters and these cool worlds. It created this sandbox that people wanted to play in, and as a result, now we have a story that has been a result of that, right? When it comes to the TCG, seeing exactly what is so cool about that, what's so fun about it, all the different aspects of it. I'm interested in getting VGC players on as well. And N21FM as a show will continue to be that. I want to, as best I can, talk to people about their perspective on Pokemon as a franchise. We won't always be able to do interviews, but I would like to at least semi-frequently, or at least maybe even get more people on the show that we've had in the past, just to talk about what we think of the game right now, or just perspectives, things like that. Sorry, I'm kind of rambling here. This isn't exactly scripted, but I thought I'd just make that clear to you guys. So by the way, before we get too far into it, I want to point out this is going to be maybe a little shorter of an episode today. And so to supplement that, I will be releasing the N21 Plus that we recorded this week as well, for free feeds at the same time. Maybe like a little hour after, so you guys have time to watch this and see what it's about. But I'll be recording that. I'll be posting the N21 Plus the same week for free feeds this week, just so that you guys also have like a fun one to listen to. I just recorded it actually with Brian, friend of the show. We talked about video games and game development and what that whole situation's like. It's a fun episode. I think you'll like it if you're into that stuff. And that kind of leads me to my next point. What is N21 Plus? I wish I had a better name for it. I kind of like the naming convention of it, but because the idea behind it was to make it, it kind of derived from this idea that Johnny and I had to do what we've called Booze and Battle, right? So it's just like we made a drinking game out of the Pokemon trading card game. Just a way to express, or a way to have fun with the Pokemon trading card game, or a way to have fun with Pokemon as a franchise in a more adult setting. Not necessarily like making it, intentionally like obtuse or gross or anything like that, but like we talked about, like, oh, it'd be cool to just be able to like sit down with a glass of wine or a beer or have a smoke while we're playing a game. And it kind of came out of that. So like making it, oh, it's 21 and up, and we are already N21FM, so like 21 plus, 21 plus. That was kind of the idea behind that. So that is the more no holds barred, especially because it's behind the paywall of Patreon usually. Kind of, it'll be more separate, more secondary to what Pokemon is. Sometimes it'll have to do with Pokemon. Sometimes it won't. Like I said, this week it's about video games and game development and things like that. Often it'll be me and Johnny talking about Slay the Spire because we love that game. It's a lot of things. It's definitely just like a bonus show where it's like, if you really like this show and want to see more of like just the fun side of us talking and riffing and having a good time, that's your way to see that, is through the Patreon. Which reminds me, kind of moving swiftly on, the Patreon, right? So we're kind of getting through these topics really fast. The Patreon is something I'm very excited that we have. I would like more people to know about it. I am working on adding more incentives to it. Eventually, of course, we would like to get merch, but of course, first we have to have people a want for merch. So at the moment, if you go to patreon.com/terminal creative, $5 a month will get you the following things. It will get you early access to every episode of N21FM. I try to publish N21FM on Patreon on Sunday or Monday, and on free feeds on the following Wednesday. So you get about 3 minutes early, and stuff like it's just a nice, easy way to get early access because it gets more of our thoughts directly there. You'll also get access to N21 Plus, except for obviously the ones that we've made free. We made a couple of them free for everybody just to kind of get insight into what it is. I'm also working on adding like Q&A functionality. If you have questions that you want answered on the show, that will also be included. I'll start doing a monthly question and answer thread. So if you have questions you want read on the show, or if we ever have a guest, I'll post like a Q&A thread for that guest in particular. So those are options for you as well. If you'd like your question to get read on the show, you can write into the Patreon feed. And ultimately that just supports us. That's kind of all we can offer you right now, until until some things that we can't quite talk about yet happen. So just that is what the Patreon will be. Is just a way for you to get early access to the show, access to N21 Plus, a way to support us, so that we can get better equipment, get a better podcasting experience for you at home. And eventually, hopefully take over the world. That's kind of the idea. The long term is we would like to get to that point, is taking over the planet. So by all means, please enable us to do that. I think you'll really enjoy us as your overlords. We're pretty chill about it. So yeah, by all means, slide us a little $5 a month. It'll be great. And then from there, I'd kind of, oh wow, we're breezing through this. It's only been like 10 minutes. From there, I kind of want to let you in on what the rest of this channel is going to be, right? So, and N21FM as a show, right? So, N21FM, I also realized, fell into the trap of me and Johnny just kind of being talking heads that would just bring you the news in the Pokemon trading card game every week. And I don't think that's a responsible use of our platform. I think we have better art to bring to you as a community. I think we have better voices and stories to bring to you as a community. And I think that, well, I don't owe you anything, but I think that it would be beneficial for you guys to have that stuff. So we are going to try to move away from that. Obviously, if you still want the news, let me know. Like we'll do PokeBeach articles every now and then. For instance, once the full set gets released, we're gonna do an episode on the black and white specialty set for the TCG because I love that. I'm stoked about it. But we're not gonna make that the focus of the show as best we can. We're gonna try to make this show more than just the news of Pokemon TCG. Which I'm very excited about, moving away from that, hopefully getting just more talks about metagame and like what Pokemon is and means to us and what's fun about it and how we've been having fun with it lately. As for the Terminal Creative channel, right? I kind of want to introduce the structure of the way that's supposed to work. N21FM is a show that is, I guess if you have to look at it in a way that helps you understand, it is produced by Terminal Creative, which is me. Terminal Creative is just kind of the brand that I stapled to my YouTube channel, so that I could do that. I want to make sure that N21FM is distinct, so that I can have Terminal Creative be its own thing and not necessarily be tied to Pokemon trading card game all the time. I do like posting like Pokemon TCG videos. My best performing video ever was that Terapagos video. I need to actually make another TCG live video because it did so well. But I don't want to be tied to that forever. For instance, I still at some point need to get back and do the Celeste Let's Play. I love that game and I haven't had a chance to sit down and finish playing it. Like I want to do more than just Pokemon TCG. Terminal Creative as a channel is going to be, I don't have like a mission statement for it or anything, but it will just be art that I enjoy as Glenn, right? I am many things. I am a musician. I'm a magician. I really like cinema and film. I like commentary. I like podcasts. I like art a lot. And I like being an artist and the journey that comes with, right? And this is very evident in my conversation that I had with Brian on N21 Plus this week. So you should watch that as well. Again, that is a much more like no holds barred, we're kind of loose with the language type of video. But I think you'll find that that's worth a listen for sure. So that is kind of what this channel aims to be going forward. Obviously, I'm going to put out videos that will help me gain traction in the algorithm. I'm going to put out a TCG live video eventually again soon. I'm going to be putting out like occasional slop. Just understand that that's how content creation has to be when you're creating, so that you can gain the numbers in order to create what you really want to create. I don't know, maybe it doesn't have to be that way. I'm rambling, but I do want this channel to be a place that I can just create the art that I love. And right now, a lot of that is N21FM. It's the art of just interviewing people that I value and sharing their story with you all. I love storytelling as an art. I think it's beautiful. And I think right now my favorite way to do that, other than to make my own stories, which I'm working on, is to interview other people and hear about theirs. and see if I can poke and prod and get things that they weren't even aware that they wanted to share. But excites them and makes them happy. Because I think that's one of the things that makes life worth living, is bringing joy to other people. That's what it's like. But that's kind of where I'm at right now. This has been a really cool journey so far. I'm not exactly certain what the future of N21FM will look like super, super long term. Or even kind of like what the schedule will look like as the competitive season for the Pokemon TCG, well, the competitive season for Pokemon as a whole actually comes to a close. Lots of things are starting to wrap up. In the next several months, we will have the World Championships, and Johnny and I aren't going to that as far as we know. So, and with Johnny also like moving, having a kid, and just general life changes happening, we don't have a full plan, so be patient with us. We will do our best. I might have to just put out a couple of solo episodes, or like really line up a bunch of good interviews for you guys. I actually have a video idea I'm really excited about that I don't want to tell you guys too much about, but it will involve me learning an entire new game if we make it happen, and maybe even competing at a regional for an entirely different game. So we'll see though. Let me know if you want to see that in the comments below. But all that to say, we don't have a foolproof plan for the future. We're just kind of making content. We'll certainly take probably a break around the time of Worlds. And then as soon as the season starts back up, especially with me and my wife sitting down and looking at the competitive circuit next year and what's coming down the line, and which ones we actually want to take our money and go to do and travel to and enjoy and compete in. Once I have a better idea of those things, I'll be able to give a more concrete schedule of what the podcast schedule will look like. I at some point, of course, want to get a booth at a regional just to interview people and have stuff go on with that. I think it would be a blast just to get people from a regional and just chat with them. Maybe I'm rambling again, but that's okay. That's what you guys listen to, is me rambling. So, and usually Johnny's also rambling with me, and you guys seem to enjoy it so far. But I'm not sure. I think that pretty much covers everything I really, really wanted to cover. Again, I can't say this enough. Welcome, 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 anybody who came from the Dunsparce and Drampa episode. I'm so grateful that those folks came on the show. I really am excited to hopefully have them again someday. So good to have those guys on. It was a blast. I had so much fun. I'm still not over it. I think back about it and I'm like, I can't believe that happened. So shout out to them. Thank you so much again. Thank you to anybody who came to my channel from them. It means the world to me that you guys spent some time listening to that, and hopefully you're listening to this too. And maybe you'll continue to listen and find out that you actually think I'm pretty cool and a good broadcaster. If not, that's okay too, though. Just in the meantime, I ask that you would, hang around for a little bit, give me a shot. I think that what I do here is pretty entertaining and fun, and I think that you'll enjoy it if you hang out for a little bit. Yeah, I think that's about it. That's about all I got for you. If you have any questions for me, please leave them in the comments below. If you have any suggestions for guests for the show, for interviews, let me know in the comments below. Again, please like, comment, subscribe, turn on the bell icon, go to our Patreon, all those good things. I've got a link tree also in the description that will be really good for if you need to access me anywhere else. I think it's got a lot of my social links in there. I need to update that. Also, a lot of updates coming to my link tree and the Patreon and probably the YouTube channel as a whole, just making things make more sense. So, but yeah, in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. And I will catch all of you guys in the next one. Peace out.